Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to United States of Africa. And this is a project for those new followers. This is a project which seeks to unify all people of African descent in Africa, Caribbean, in the Pacific, in the United States. And the reason why we are running this project is to unify Africa as a nation. And we have people of African descent everywhere in the Pacific, in the Caribbean, in Europe, in the United States. And now it's more urgent than ever for us to come together. And that is the only way that we can begin to solve the challenges that Africa is facing. And we need to embrace an attitude of self-reliance. Because as long as we keep on depending on other races to determine our destiny, we are not going to be successful, and we are not going to make it. And this is why as Pan-Africanists, we are encouraging African solutions to African problems, because this is the only way out for us to be able to address our own problems, address our own challenges, be able to market our own countries. But I'm seeing that many African states are embracing another attitude that foreigners can market our country better than local Africans or African citizens. This kind of colonial mindset is what is dragging Africa behind. And we need to completely reject this kind of colonial mentality, which makes Africans believe that they're not good enough to solve their own problems, that we have to rely on other foreign states to come up with solutions to problems that we are facing. Africa, for many years, has faced so many challenges, but in 21st century, there's been a new trend where many African states are now relying on foreign nations to solve their own problems. And this heavy reliance on foreign aid has left Africa very vulnerable. And we need to reclaim our independence. The only way to reclaim our independence is by beginning to create for self. We need to begin thinking critically as Africans, and begin to step up to solve the challenges that this country is facing, and also this continent, what this continent is facing, because we have so many challenges that we are facing in Africa. There are so many challenges that people of African descent are facing, and only through our unity that we are going to be able to solve these problems that we have. And there's no way that you can tell me that a foreigner would come and feed your children better than you can do it yourself. And Global Pan-Africanism Network has been running this campaign, encouraging people of African descent wherever they are to reconnect with their motherland, and to join the efforts that we are making to realize a unified African nation. And we are telling people of African descent to come together so that we can utilize the continental free trade area, so that we can create and build the infrastructure that Africa needs to be able to trade effectively. And we need to see more Africans trading amongst themselves, because it's only through trade that we are going to emancipate ourselves from economic enslavement. Trading between African states is very important in ensuring that we reclaim our economic independence. And we need to promote African manufacturers, African businessmen and women, and continue to encourage Africans wherever they are to utilize the continental free trade area to create the kind of wealth that Africa needs. And also, this should encourage collaborative efforts to work towards building the infrastructure that Africa needs so that we can work together to create the technologies and the innovations that will make trade easier. I'm very glad to see that Tech Africa is providing leadership in inventions and technology. They created a new application that can completely replace WhatsApp. And this is an African-made innovation that we need to support. And by supporting our own innovations, we will be creating self-confidence in ourselves so that we get to believe in our true potential. With that, Africa is going to experience radical transformation and progress. And you can support. We shared the GoFundMe fundraiser. You can support Soup Africa so that they can be able to meet the running cost of the application because they had some funding challenges. And this is where we need to come together and be able to fund our own initiatives, because when foreigners fund our initiatives, they take over the ownership. And this is what we've been avoiding by ensuring that the only funding that we utilize is the funding that comes directly from Africans or supporters at United States of Africa. And thank you very much for joining. You can see, Dev, you're saying Pan-Africanism, Afrofuturism, and also Pan-Futurism. That's a new term, but I understand the concept of developing the African mindset, which will take us forward and will make us confident and believe in ourselves. What's you are saying? What about as African in America? This project is for all people of African descent. We have members in the United States that are actively involved in working to realize the objectives of Global Pan-Africanism Network. Also, Global Pan-Africanism Network is registered in the United States, so which means that you can join Global Pan-Africanism Network in the US and actively contribute towards the implementation of objectives and the unification of all people of African descent. Kope from West Papua, thank you for joining. West Papua is experiencing systematic human rights violations, and Indonesia has been threatening to relocate the indigenous people of West Papua from their native land to Indonesia. And this is something that we need to bring to the attention of the world, so that these world leaders, the United Nations, the International Criminal Court, and all others, they can take immediate action to stop the ongoing genocidal activities of Indonesia. Indonesia has been targeting religious leaders. It has killed and massacred so many religious leaders, and basically it's targeting Christians in West Papua. And also Indonesia has been trying to silence activists that expressing that are holding peaceful demonstrations in which people of West Papua have rejected the special autonomy extension. They want independence, and this is a right that Indonesia does not have a right to deny the people of West Papua. They have a right to freedom of expression, and we call upon Indonesia to respect the freedom of expression of indigenous people in West Papua, and to respect their right to determine their destiny. If they want to be independent, then Indonesia should not be an obstacle. It has to respect human rights of people in West Papua. So many West Papuans are being killed, and the world is not even responding to the cries of the indigenous people in West Papua. They need more solidarity from Africa, Caribbean, in the United States, and wherever you are. Join the solidarity for West Papua and add your voice so that we bring to an end the systematic human rights abuses in West Papua. Ibrahim, you're saying it's a very welcoming idea for Africans in general. Thank you very much for joining. I'm going to leave you with a video of Marcus Garvey so that you can hear what he said. Is the same message that I'm preaching today, and this should encourage you to be part of the United States of Africa, to join Global Pan-Africanism Network, and embrace Afrocentric mindset. Be confident in yourself, because if we are not confident in ourselves, then we are twice defeated in the rest of life. Thank you very much for joining.
When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black and the green around me, for in the new life I shall rise up with God's grace and blessing to lead the millions up the heights and the triumph that you well know. Look for me in a world when there is storm. Look for me all around you, for with God's grace I shall come back with countless millions of black men and women who have died in America, those who have died in the West Indies, and those who have died in Africa, to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Can we do it? We can do it. We shall do it. We have prayed to God for vision and for leadership. And he has given us our universal vision. A vision that will not limit our possibilities to America. A vision that will not limit our possibilities to the West Indies, but a vision that said there must be a free and redeemed Africa. Christ the crucified, Christ the despised. We appeal to you for help, for succor, for leadership. When you endeavor to carry your burden up the heights of Calvary, when white men scorned you, when white men scorned you, when white men spat upon you, when white men pierced your side out of it blood and water gushed forth, it was a black man in the name of Simon the Syrian who took your cross and bore it up the heights of Calvary. And now that we are bearing our burden of being so heavy, we just ask that you just help us on up the heights. Oh yes, the cause is grand, the cause is glory. Surely we shall not turn back. Oh, sail on, sail on, sail on, oh mighty ship of state, sail on until the flag of the red, the black, and the green is perched upon the hills of their Africa. Because the time has come for the black man to forget his hero worship of other races and to create and emulate heroes of his own. We must canonize our own saints, create our own martyrs, and elevate the positions of fame and honor black men and women who have made a distinct contribution to our racial history. Sojourner Truth is worthy of a place of sainthood alongside the Joan of Arc. Crispus Attucks and George William Gordon are entitled to the halo of martyrdom with no less glory than the martyrs of any other race. To St. Louverture's brilliancy as a soldier or a statesman outshone that of any other people. Hence he's entitled to the highest place as a hero among men. Because Africa's created millions and countless millions of black men and women in war and peace, whose luster and bravery outshone that of any other people. So why not see good and perfection in ourselves? We must inspire our literature and promulgate the doctrine of our own without any apologies to the powers that be. That's right, it's ours and God. Let sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinion and are not obligated to or bound by the opinions of others. If others laugh at you, return the laughter to them. If they mimic you, return the compliment with equal force. Because they have no more right to dishonor, discredit you in manhood than you have in dealing with them. Honor them when they honor you. Disrespect and disregard them when they vilely treat you. Their arrogance is but skin deep, an assumption that has no foundation in morals or in law. They have sprung from the same family tree of obscurity as we have. Their history is as rude in its primitiveness as ours. Their ancestors were running wild in living in trees of branches like monkeys as ours. They made human sacrifices, ate the flesh of their own dead and wild meat from beasts for centuries, even as they have accused us of doing. Their cannibalism is more prolonged than ours. When we were embracing the banks of the Nile, they were still drinking blood out of the skulls of their conquered dead. After our civilization had reached the noonday of progress, they were still living in holes with bats, rats, and other insects and animals. After we had already unfathomed the mystery of the stars and reduced the heavenly constellation to minute and regular calculus, there were still backwoodsmen living in ignorance and in blatant darkness. The world is indebted to us for the benefits of civilization. They stole our arts and sciences from Africa. Then why should we be ashamed of ourselves? Their modern improvement to be reflected and resurrected by our generation and our posterity. Why should we be discouraged if somebody laughs at us today?